G is Kenny Moore, the newly released nickelback from the Indianapolis Colts. The missing piece to this Cleveland Browns defense. We had Tyson on earlier who said the nickel's the one thing the Browns don't necessarily have yet. Kenny Moore certainly can play. Would you be interested?
He made a lot of plays for the Colts. I think the Cowboys were actually thinking about, interested in taking a look at him because they needed some help in the secondary. I think he was owed almost $10 million or something along those lines, and he's rated 37th in PFF. But the thing about him is he's a veteran. He's getting a little older, but it all depends on what the fit is. If you look at it. And it's tough to decide because Jim Schwartz isn't specifically here anymore. So in Jim Schwartz's defense, I could tell you exactly, listen, I think he can fit inside and I think he can be a great nickelback. But given the fact that I have no clue what the new defense is going to be, I know they wanted to keep certain principles, Zach. Mm-hmm. I know they wanted to keep the wide alignment and with Myles Garrett and man coverage and things like that. But there's always little tweaks and nuances that they have. So you draft Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. You do have some guys back there right now, but it'll be interesting to see. It looks on paper like it might work, but until I see the scheme, I don't know.
Yeah, the Browns don't think they have a need there. They like Myles Harden. He played about 50% of the defensive snaps last year. He really didn't play much as a rookie, which you're a seventh-round rookie, you get injured earlier in the year, that's understandable. But between he and McNeil-Warren, they think they're good there. They brought back D'Angelo Ross, who's played a little bit. He's mostly a special teamer if he's going to stick around. So it was a little bit interesting to see them not draft a corner at some point during the draft just because of the importance of the position, but they felt like they had to address other needs. They traded back in to get Austin Barber, which they prioritized there. And it's at least a tepid endorsement of Myles Harden, who if they played a game right now, there's no doubt he's the number 3 corner. Now, do they play more 3 safeties? Where does McNeil-Warren line up? They only have 2 linebackers really on this team right now.
Yeah,
we're really watching what happens with Hickman and McNeil-Warren. But undoubtedly, if they played a game tomorrow, Myles Harden will be back as the slot corner.
Yeah, this is a team going younger, not older. And Kenny Moore, from all accounts, is tremendous in the locker room. I think he's a 3-time finalist for the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
That's crazy.
He was the Colts nominee for that, which. Yeah, I mean, they need more guys like that.
Yeah.
They need more guys like that in the locker room. But he is older. I think he's 30, and Zach's right. I think the Browns have made clear they really like Myles Harden in that slot. They just draft E-Man, so I think you're going to see a lot of 3 safety look. I don't think he's a fit here.
Yeah, here's the thing, too. I mean, the Browns have 2 really good corners. I mean, they got I'm going to be honest with you. The Tyson Campbell move, to me, we'll see what he does, but he kind of got victimized a little bit the first game against the Steelers, just trying to figure out what he's doing. But past that, I mean, he's physical, he's big, he's fast. I gained a lot of respect for him because he didn't have to really play the last game against Cincinnati. He gutted it and toughed it out. So to me, I thought he had the pick 6 against the Dolphins. I thought that was a really good pickup. It's hard to have 3 frontline, highly paid corners.
It is. Now, the problem is sometimes injuries start happening, and all of a sudden you're on your 7th corner.
Yeah, that happens a lot, too.
Right. But no, Tyson Campbell's a good player. Look, what makes this defense good? They got elite players at every single level. But inside of those guys or next to those guys, they also got Malik Collins.
Yeah.
Right? They lost Devin Bush, who was awesome last year.
Yeah.
But they got Tyson Campbell, and that was a huge upgrade. And they got Grant Delpit back there, too, for at least one more season. We're going to see what happens with that. So it's a huge year for Tyson Campbell because his cap number really starts to take off. The Browns have made a tepid commitment to him in making the trade. So we'll see kind of where it goes there. But you're right. You start stacking up reasons of how this defense can match it or how this defense can push this team to more wins than most people think. It's another really good year from Tyson Campbell. Teams aren't going to throw at Denzel Ward.
Yeah,
Tyson Campbell's going to be busy.
Yeah, and I think we also have to do this. Jim Schwartz did a tremendous job. I'm not knocking Jim Schwartz in any way. Actually, to be truthful, I was I'd let Jim Schwartz be the head coach. I say Jim Schwartz is, to me, he did a tremendous job, and I think Myles Garrett and a lot of those guys respected him. But they are missing. It's not a preconceived notion that they're going to just roll the football out and be great defensively.
That's right.
Devin Bush had one of his he had a dynamic year. And I think I don't want to undersell that they are missing some pieces to the puzzle.
And that's part of the reason why I can't get on the 8, 9, 10 win train is because, I mean, you needed a historic season out of Myles Garrett. Are you going to get that again? It's hard to say you're going to get Myles is going to make a run at. I mean, he was on pace for 30 sacks at one point, mid to late in the year. I don't know how you can count on that. I think that there is going to be just some natural regression defensively just because of a new defensive coordinator, just because of some of the new pieces. I don't think it's realistic or fair to expect them to be at that level again or even better. But this is still a very good defense.
Yes.
And it's not just the personnel why I have questions, it's the dynamics. They loved Jim Schwartz. The Browns paid Jim Schwartz a ton of money for a reason, but the players loved him, and he clearly had input in personnel. He clearly had their ear. I mean, you had another season where the offense delivered you almost nothing, and the defense never had 2 bad games in a row. The defense had strung together 3-4 awesome games in a row. Myles was awesome. Denzel was awesome. Tyson Campbell came on a Wednesday night at midnight and was awesome except for that first game. Like Grant Delpit had his best year. Devin Bush had his best year. Malik Collins had his best year. All of these things happened at once. Can you match that dynamic with a new coordinator, with small tweaks, and a lot of those guys – maybe not the same.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's something to be said for. There's a lot of new people, and then you got to have the new coordinator. And they did play for Jim Schwartz. They played hard. There's no reason for even the Buffalo game last year. I mean, they lose by 3 points, but they played hard. They played. Even when they were injured, there's a lot of guys, and that's the thing too. Is Carson Schlesinger, and I thought we were doing a watch party McNuggets, and Carson Schlesinger was just injured. He was dragging his leg around.
Yep.
And I'm like, they need to get him out of here. He can't drop into coverage. And this dude just turned full Logan, full Wolverine, and regenerated body parts and was like, yo, let's go. I'm still going to play. Yeah. So hopefully they're using that. Hopefully you get to a point where the coach is not the generator of that energy. Yeah. You want those players like Carson Schlesinger to be like, guys, we're going to play. The standard is the standard. Yeah. We're going to play this hard all the time.
Whether you pay attention to the team's social media or not, whether you paid attention to the unveiling of, or the groundbreaking, of the new stadium or not, notice this. Carson Schlesinger's being pushed as the new face of the defense.
Oh, yes, I did notice that.
Just note that.
Yeah. Well, also because they can't get Myles here.
Well, sure, but Carson Schlesinger, if he stays healthy, is going to be here a long time.
Yes.
Oh, listen. I mean, it's the biggest fumble of the year. It's the greatest fumble of G. Bush's career. The Duke and knee jerk fumbled the bag on Carson Schlesinger. It'll never get erased. Put the statue up. Starting next week, I think Carson Schlesinger's got a chance to set the offseason record for interceptions. Like whatever it is, it's in danger. They're going to stat you. Hey, listen, the Zach Jackson linebacker interception chart is out. The interception tracker is now alive and well, man. It's going to be ready to go, man. Hey, listen, speaking of, when we get back, man, Shams, he dropped some knowledge, some jewels. He said, man, basically, depending on what these Cavs do, there's a name that's lurking on the horizon. One Giannis. We'll come back and talk about it right here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.